It's Tisesa from Thrift Happens. My hair is looking all good, or better rather, this time than the last time, and I'm happy about it, but this is just gonna go away for a while. But anyway, I'm gonna cover all of this afro. But anyway, so I'm gonna cover, remember we're doing a series of me covering a couple of questions that a lot of people have been asking me, well, a few people that have been asking me. So I'm just gonna jump into it. I chose 5 questions to answer for now, and then the rest I'll just cover throughout the entire series. And remember, if you have any questions, you can DM or comment or whatever, you know, or suggest something or whatever. Remember, we're learning from each other, okay? So the first question that I was asked is, how do you choose the items you sell? So the first thing I look at is the material. If it's a unique material such as your silk or that matte silk, because I know you almost can't find it anyway. As well as the colors. I'll usually go for your blacks, your whites, your grays, your light blues, your dark blues, as well as your nudes, or your neutral colors rather. And then when it comes to, personally, I'm afraid of color. So I tend to stay away from hot colors such as your reds, your pinks, your yellows, your oranges, unless the garment stands out. The third thing that I look at is, when I choose a garment, I always ask myself, is this something that I will find at an ordinary store? Will I find it at Foschini? Will I find it at Cotton On? Will I find it at Truworths? You know? And then based on the answer, that will be a deciding factor for me whether I leave it or I just check it out. Yeah, I leave it or I buy it. And then another thing that I also look at is, every single time I buy an item, I always ask myself, is this something that I would buy for myself? And I always ask myself, okay, if I get this, how will I style it? You know, so that's how I choose the items that I sell. And then the second question is, where do you get your items from? So I think I did cover this part on one of the blogs that I wrote on the website on tips of thrifting. So all my items, I get them in Johannesburg CBD. If you want to, and if you're brave enough and you are street smart, you can go to Noord. I do cover this subject extensively on the blog. Please do read it, go through it, as well as it also has tips on how you can make your experience as seamless as possible, I guess. But it's mainly Johannesburg CBD from Noord throughout. And I would suggest that you look at these little stores, because a lot of people tend to dismiss those, you know. You never know what you may find at any of them and what kind of people that you may meet. That's another thing, that the person there could be your next supplier, you don't know, you know. So just check it out. And then the third question is, what did you study? Yeah, what did you study? I studied graphic design donkey years ago, and then yeah, I studied graphic design. No, I was just thinking that it became tedious. I was craving for some more, you know, knowledge or whatever, or to learn something new. And then I also studied digital marketing, and right now I'm doing fashion design. So, and the beauty about digital marketing, as well as, I guess, graphic design, no, digital marketing specifically, is that you can never learn something now and then you run with it for whatever, you know. You constantly need to be in that learning mode. And then the fourth question is, how did you create your store? So I use Shopify as because, and it's not sponsored, by the way, this video, ne? Shopify actually has the best back end, even for the person who doesn't know anything about any technicalities or any technical things in general with regards to online store, e-commerce, or creating a store. You know, it's very user friendly. It's got the best support. You know, so you send an email now, you will get a response with a suggestion, or they will even help you or fix the problem themselves, just like that. There was one instance where I had problems with tagging products, which I do not understand why I had issues, because it's a simple thing to do. but Shopify came through like nobody's business. Like, we were dealing with that issue for about over a month or so, to an extent where we had to contact Facebook, and they contacted Facebook on my behalf, and they tried to fix the problem. They gave me some excuse that I did not understand. It did not make sense. But anyway, about 3 months later, that's when Facebook, or rather Instagram, came back and said, well, we see that you're selling things, don't you want to apply for this, wada wada wada. And that's how it was done. And then only to find out that during that time when I was trying to get that that function available to me on Instagram, it was when they were changing their privacy policies, as well as Facebook business, and made it more simpler and more easier to navigate through, because I'm telling you, it was complicated before. Okay, and then so I do create my store with Shopify. It's $29 a month, but I know I pay more than that because I've got PayFast. So you can check it out. And then there's another website as well, another platform called Equid. It's don't laugh, I used to think it's easy word, but you can't blame me, like, really, you know. So it's Equid. You can try it. They've got templates, but I just found it's much simpler. Well, it's much cheaper, you know. But me being me, I like to have options, and more options to be creatively free, you know, to try new things and so forth. So I opted for Shopify. They've got great templates as well as lovely blogs to help your business. And they're also free to they're open to the public, those blogs, so do check them out. And then the last question is, what advice would you give someone who wants to start their own thrift store? Okay, so the first thing that I would suggest is market research. You know how we are told, do your market research, you know, target market. Guys, people are, I'm telling you, you could stand a chance of losing a lot of money just by not doing that. Because you doing your market research and knowing your clients gives birth to you knowing how to strategize your marketing, as well as upgrading your product, or even getting a product for that kind of person. So I'll give you an example. So for instance, you want to sell sweaters, ne? Thrifted sweaters from the 90s, ne? And so what you would do is you personify, you know, your target market. The people that I want to go for are students. They are between the ages of 18 and 25, I guess. I don't know. I haven't been in school in a while. But they live in Johannesburg or South Africa. You look at the demographics, the age, the interests. They love hanging out. They love this. They love these colors. They love this is what they do during the weekend. They are artsy-fartsies. They open-minded, you know. So you go into detail, you personify it so much so that you put in a lot of details. You know, that is your person, your perfect person. And what that does is that it will help you pick your products, number one. Number two, it will also help you market your store, you know. So, and I think some of you that have used the advertising platform that Instagram gives you or Facebook gives you, well, I think Twitter, I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna get into Twitter. But I'm pretty sure that you have noticed that it allows you to pick your demographics, your age, and so forth. The reason why they do that is because they want you to pick your target market, you know, the people that you want to target specifically. And in that way, that's how you get your sales. That's how you get your followers. That's how you get a lot of, you know, and that's how you can upgrade your product. You know, so you need to do that. That's the number one thing. And the second thing that I would suggest is also educate yourself. You know, especially if you're gonna use a platform, a digital platform such as Instagram, or have an online store, or be based online specifically. The world is changing. We're not doing things as we used to do them back in the past. Everything is going online, so you need to get with the program like that. So educate yourself about algorithms. Okay, no. That is too technical, sorry about that. Educate yourself on the changes that Instagram have made, how they promote, which posts they promote, hashtags, everything, you know, that's got to do with digital. SEO, yeah, the list is endless, and it doesn't end there, guys. Every single time these things change, so you constantly need to be on your toes, you know. And then I also would suggest that go for online courses, or even go to YouTube, you know, check out YouTube. As much as you're able to ask me a question, take that question and put it in YouTube. You'll get your results and you learn something, you know. And another thing, just have fun and enjoy what you do. Oh, and another thing, customer service is key. You need to sell an experience to a person, not just a product, you know. These are people that you can learn a lot from. These are people that you could, these are the people that support you, as well as that make your store what your store is, you know. So customer care is very, very important, extremely important, guys. So do take that seriously. And then other than that, yeah, that's about it. But if you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, yeah, you can comment or send me a DM. Thank you.